Excusez-moi, Kermit, do you have a moment?
Kermit.
I just wanted to say that I accept your apology, and I'm ready to put our little disagreement or whatever it was behind us. And perhaps I was a little too eager about our wedding.
Pig, I have question. Am I wearing sign that says bother me?
What was that? What was that?
I was in the middle of evilly plotting. I do not like to be interrupted while evilly plotting.
Okay, well, that's a clip from Muppets Most Wanted, featuring a whole bunch of Muppets with their new best friend, Mr. Ricky Gervais. Hello, Ricky, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
It just seems weird just hearing you with Muppet characters, you know?
Yeah, well, I think people think of me as some sort of weird, cynical shock comedian who annoys people at the Golden Globes and you know, talks about taboos and. But actually, I like family-friendly things. I've been a fan of the Muppets for about 30 years, and so it was great fun for me to even be asked, and then to get to work with them. And Constantine, who you probably don't know about yet,
yes,
but he is my new favourite Muppet. Honestly, he's so funny and he's so.
Do you want to just explain how Constantine fits into the story then?
Well, he's an evil Russian frog called Constantine, and in the film he plays an evil Russian frog called Constantine,
yes.
which is lucky. I think that's why he got the part. Also, he looks a bit like Kermit. Well, he's a frog. You know, to people, frogs look alike. Not to frogs though; they can tell themselves apart. He's got a mole,
yes.
And I'm his sort of sidekick henchman, and I pretend to infiltrate the Muppets. I pretend to take them on a world tour, but it's just to get near to sort of bank vaults that me and Constantine are going to rob, and he swaps places with Kermit to fool the Muppets. That's the plot.
It's a heist movie.
It's a heist movie. It's a buddy movie with songs and cameos.
And you play Dominic. Well, it is Dominic bad guy, but how are we supposed to say this?
Badgie is French.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Yes,
yeah.
That's right. And then you take them on a spin. Now, so that's the plot roughly. So here's the most important question: did you buy the first Muppets album when it came out on vinyl?
No.
Because you said you love the Muppets, and I just think I probably loved them more than you.
You didn't really buy the Muppets.
The original Muppets album on vinyl.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
I used to watch them every Sunday.
No,
so no, you win. No, you win. Well, you win, but you tip over to sort of nerd, to be honest.
It was an extremely popular album, I have to say.
Yeah, I bet you were a hit going to all the parties with that under your arm. What year are we talking, by the way? Because they've been around since what, 75?
I think this is 76, 77, something like
that's
that.
Right. So punk was just about to happen,
right? Yes.
Right? So you're turning up to these parties. They're going, hey, it's Simon. It's that kid from across the way. Hey, what's he bought? He's probably bought Never Mind the Bollocks. No, he hasn't. He's bought the Muppet album.
Have you not tried dancing to them? Listen, halfway down the stairs,
you
by
are
Robin,
such a nerd.
You can have a smooch. You can have a smooch to that. You know?
I imagine you just laying your lines on a girl at this party in 1976 in someone's kitchen.
There is.
Do you want a slow dance? Halfway up the stairs.
Listen, there's also options for a bit of a hoedown. Because there's like a country hillbilly version of the Mississippi Mud.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow! Simon Mayo.
It's a good record.
Oh, King Nerd. No, I'm with you. I think they're lovely. They're family friendly. I stand by them, and I don't care what anyone says. I reckon you were cool in 1976.
Now the thing, you have Muppet history though. Although I have the vinyl, you have Muppet history because am I right in saying you've already done Sesame? You did Sesame Street years ago.
I did, and that was one of the highlights of my career. I love Elmo. I think he was great, and I was besotted with him. And I even wrote a song with him. I had to sing him a lullaby, so I sort of did a weird sort of Nirvana, crazy lullaby that kept him awake. And that's the other thing as well, but I think that we sort of hit some mutual ground with things like Sesame Street and Muppets. I'm a big kid. I love animals. I love talking animals. I think I probably like animals more than people. I'm a failed pop star, so I always sneak in a song. I wrote a song for Elmo. I wrote a song when I did my Simpsons episode. I wrote a song with David Bowie for extras. I write songs for David Brent then and now.
Yes.
I got to sing and dance in this movie as well, which is fun but awkward. I'm a good singer. I'm not bad. But dancing, a little bit. I mean, probably not as bad as you in 1976.
True. No, no, that's a fair point. I stand by that vinyl, by the way, because this follow-up was quite disappointing. But the original was pretty good, actually.
Oh, that's an amazing sight. I think we should ask for people to do cartoons or mock this up. Mock up Simon Mayo in 1976 going to a punk party with a copy of the Muppets album under his arm. Oh, that's amazing.
I'm really glad I've told you that.
I know, yeah. I remember a teacher once telling us that he cried at a movie. He never worked again. He had to leave the school. That's what you've just done. You've just told the nation that you went to a party in 1976 with a Muppet album under your arm.
Well, it did give me a love of Sam the American Eagle. Probably was my favourite Muppet. So I'm glad to see he gets a high-profile role in. I'm trying to talk about your film. You're just trying to take the mickey.
You're changing the subject.
Well, only onto your movie.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I should be here. Yeah, I should be here selling this film, not just taking the mickey out of a national treasure like you.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Yes, he does. He's great. He's sort of he plays a nemesis partner with Ty Burrell in it.
Is it now Ty Burrell? If you're a fan of Modern Family, which he's Phil Dunphy in Modern Family, and he's absolutely fantastic, and with a great series of running jokes about how lazy the French are.
Yeah, we've made it sound racist now. We've brought the whole.
How would you describe his series of jokes about the French not working? Then how would you do that?
I think there must have been a bad review in France. Yes, so. It's very funny. It's very sweet, and everything's heightened. It was funny. I was just doing a junket with a guy from Ireland who said he liked the way everyone had a flat cap in the scene that was meant to be in Dublin.
Yes.
So yeah, everything's slightly heightened. Yes. But
how do you act with Muppets? When you're on set?
Yeah.
Because there is some green screen, but most of it is you with Muppets on set.
It's all most of it's real in the camera. Most of it is all action, all said, all done during the take, like they are an actor. Yeah. There's bits of CGI where. It can't be avoidable. Obviously we take out the sticks and any little bits of human head and arm that get in. But no, I'd say 99% of it is done for real in the camera. Yeah. Which it's great, and you lose all suspension of disbelief. I don't think there's people around, or I'm talking to an evil Russian frog, and. I even talk to him in the breaks. I just have a chat with him. I actually sometimes have to remember that it's a bit rude to ignore the human being who's operating him, but they understand. I am a big kid at heart, so yeah.
And can you go off script at all? I mean, is it possible to do a bit of improvisation?
No, of course. No, the script's there, and you have to hit everything to hit the plots. But within those scenes, we muck around and do different takes, like any movie. But no, it's obviously the screenplay's again predominantly there. But no, you have fun, and the outtakes are fun, and. They'll all go on a DVD or something. But it genuinely was fun. It was hard work, but it's sort of like, this sounds a cliche, but it's sort of like a family. The Henson group. I've never heard a bad word said about Jim Henson and his family and that whole thing. It's treated with such affection. And they are all friends for years and years and years, So it was a nice sort of family to join, genuinely.
Yeah, it sounds like a privilege. I mean, it sounds.
Yeah.
You can't...
Well, it is. It is. No, I sometimes think that this isn't like a career. It's like I've won a competition, like writing my own Simpsons, being on Sesame Street, working with Larry David and David Bowie, and now the Muppets. No, I don't get me wrong. I'm not blasé about this. I know how lucky I am, but I just think the best thing to do is just enjoy it, and I do. I try and enjoy. I do enjoy every minute of it. Yeah, I haven't got bored with this game. Yeah, I call it a game. It's not a job. Let's be honest. it's not a job, is it? What we do.
What,
I mean,
sitting here talking about movies and,
know what I
and you
mean?
taking the mickey out. No.
There's no bravery. We're not freeing an oppressed nation or doing open heart surgery on a bus. we're sitting around having a laugh, and they pay us. Wow, think of that.
I'm trying to work out. In fact, during the movie, I was trying to work out, as you often do if you're watching Sesame Street or the Muppets. Obviously, it has its big family audience. Obviously, it has a big kids audience, but it's a kids show while not being a kids show at the same time.
Well, exactly. I discovered that when I was a kid, and I realised that my older brothers and sisters and parents were laughing at things. Then I saw John Cleese turn up in the Muppets and do his thing, sort of like uncompromised. And I thought, oh god, this is cool. Okay, I get it. There's loads of I think there's an Ingmar Bergman reference at one point, which I think might be for certain adults to get. But the in jokes don't detract. It is a kids movie. It's a fun family movie, and it's there's song and dance. But it's smart. Yeah, there's little bits of satire for mums and dads. I think the easiest thing to say is it's for all the family. Yeah.
And presumably at the time it was conceived and written, having comedy Russian soldiers seemed quite a safe idea, I suppose.
yeah. Again, you're so we take the mick out of the French, the Irish, and the Russians. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, enjoy it, everyone. Enjoy it, world.
And just before I just want to have a nerdy bit at the end, because I do recommend that you get hold of the first album, because there is the Swedish Chef has a particularly good track on it. If you had to choose Muppet Treasure Island versus Christmas Carol,
honestly, there's no competition. I love a Muppet Christmas Carol. I don't just mean it's my favourite Muppet film. It's one of my favourite films. I watch it every Christmas, sometimes twice. I mean, it's already the greatest story ever told, right? And the only way you can improve anything is add Muppets. And I think that's across... I don't care what it is. Schindler's List, Sophie's Choice, 12 Years a Slave. It's the only way you can improve a great movie is remake it with Muppets.
Well, there's so many sequel ideas already. That's a lot to look forward to. Hey, Ricky, thanks very much indeed for making me feel small and taking the mickey. Normally I just get it from Kermode, but now, that's been fun. Thank you.
It's okay. You might be small, but we can't see that. It's radio.
Ricky, thanks for your time, so appreciate that.
Cheers. Thank you.